Hi, this is Rika. Welcome to Stretching into Monkey. We are doing some thigh strengthening, hamstring stretching and hip opening yoga today. So you might need some blocks or bolsters, but it's not necessary. And then we will start this class in supine butterfly pose. So sit in the middle of your mat, feet close to your upper body and lie down on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together, so your soles of the feet are touching, and release your knees outward towards the surface. If you like to put something underneath your thighs to support the opening of your hips, feel free to grab your bolsters or blocks and place them right underneath your thighs. Then you can place your hands either by your side or you place your right hand onto your lower belly and your left hand onto your ribs. If you like, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze and take a deep breath through your nose. Really come to releasing all your muscles, releasing your mind, focusing only on the movement of your body, of every breath. Maybe you feel the movement of your body in your chest. With every breath, the chest expands, and with every exhale, the chest moves back into the center of your body. Maybe it's your rib cage that opens with every inhale and closes with every exhale. With your next inhale, the air expands all the way into your belly. And with every exhale, you squeeze out the air, out your belly. Inhale, expand your belly. And exhale, flatten your belly. Maybe you feel some twitching or a tension anywhere in your body. Try to inhale in that body part and exhale, release. Again, inhale into the tension and exhale, release the tension a little bit more. Repeat as many times as you want, inhaling into the tense body part and exhaling, releasing every tension in your body. When your mind wanders, come back to the movement of your breath. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale, flatten your belly. Slowly start releasing your breath into a normal cycle. And then start to open your eyes. If you had any props, you can remove them now. And place your hands underneath your thighs. And slowly lift them up all the way so that the knees are pointing towards the sky. Bring your feet mat distant apart and release your knees towards each other into the center of your body, so your knees are touching. Take a few deep breaths here to release the opening of your hips. With your next inhale, bring your knees towards your chest. Grab your knees or your shins with your hands and start to draw some circles. Maybe you want to go outward with your circles, so one leg in each direction. Moving slowly with your breath. And if you went into one direction, then maybe change the direction now, going inward. Bring your feet towards the back of your mat, rocking yourself all the way up into a seated position. Maybe you want to take a few rocks to massage your spine here. And when you're ready, come all the way onto your shins, untuck your toes and sit back onto your heels. Maybe roll your shoulders back one more time. Take a breath here. With your next inhale, lift your hips up, straighten your right leg all the way to the back of your mat. Take one breath here in upright position. And then bring your forearms to the front, maybe bringing your forehead onto your forearms, lowering your upper body all the way on top of your thigh. And breathing into this preparation of hip openers. And with your next inhale, lift your upper body, rotate towards the right side so that you're in Hanumanasana. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, lower your right hand towards your right foot. And your left arm comes above your head towards the right. You can either look to the front or up. Make sure that your shoulders are rolled down. And breathe into this deep side bending, side stretching. If you can't grab your foot, then place your hand wherever it lands, on top of your shin or your thigh. And with your next inhale, come all the way up, back into this preparation pose. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and lift your left thigh all the way up so that you can place your left foot onto the mat into high lunge. Lower your right knee onto the mat, into low lunge, Hanumanasana. Place your hands on top of your left knee and then breathe into this low lunge. Don't forget to engage both legs by rotating inward. And don't forget to breathe. With your next exhale, place your hands underneath your shoulders, bend your back knee and rotate your left arm towards your right foot. So you're grabbing your right foot with your left arm, twisting, open to the long side of your mat. Maybe you want to look back to intensify this stretch. For your next inhale, come back into center and then press yourself towards the back of your mat. So you're in Adha Hanumanasana, half split pose. Extend your arms to the front, maybe come onto your fingertips and then fold over your thigh. Keep your head in the extension of your spine. Have a slight bend in your front knee, so you're not overstretching your hamstrings here. With your next inhale, come back to the front, tuck your toes under, lift yourself into high lunge, and then rotate your left foot all the way to the outside of the mat into lizard pose. You can come onto your hands or lower yourself onto your forearms. And then maybe if you want, you can also lower your right knee onto the mat, untuck your toes, whatever feels good for you, opening your hips. And don't forget to breathe. With your next inhale, come back onto your hands. Tuck your toes back under and step all the way to the front of your mat. Rotate your heels inward into Malasana Yogi Squat. Maybe place your fingertips to the outside of your mat and then look up with a straight back. Have a deep stretch here, opening your hips, opening your knees to the sides. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift your hips all the way up into forward fold, maybe grabbing your ankles or your shins or placing them onto the mat wherever you are. Do some swings from side to side. Release your head. And with your next inhale, come back into Yogi Squat. Sit all the way back down onto your buttocks and then lower yourself onto the mat, onto your back. Your knees towards your chest. Maybe draw some circles again. This time maybe grabbing both knees, circling into one direction. And then changing direction with both knees into the same direction, moving with your breath. Slowly finding stillness, straighten your left leg towards the front of your mat. Bend your right knee into your chest. Then extend your right leg all the way up towards the sky. Your foot is flexed. Maybe grab your thigh or your shin or with your peace fingers, your big toe. And then try to engage both legs all the way. So you're flexing both feet. Maybe placing the left hand on your left hip. Take some deep breaths here. And with your next exhale, slowly lower your right leg back down. Straighten your right leg all the way to the front and change your feet. So your left leg is towards the sky, stretching all the way, maybe grabbing your shin or your thigh, or again with your peace fingers, your left big toe. Your right hand can come onto your right hip. And take some deep breaths here. Really engaging both legs, opening your hips, stretching your hamstrings. And with your next exhale, slowly release. Bring both knees into your chest. And then start to rock yourself all the way back up into a seated position. Maybe take some more rocks again until you land on your shins. Roll your shoulders back again. Take a deep breath here. And with your next inhale, lift your hips, and this time your left leg straightens all the way to the back of your mat. Take a breath in upright position. And exhale, lower yourself, your upper body all the way onto your forearms. Maybe your forehead touches your arms or your hands. And then take some deep breaths into this hip opening preparation. Maybe releasing some tension anywhere in your body, like we did in the beginning with every inhale. Breathe into the body part. With every exhale, release. Inhale, come up into upright. Extend your arms towards the sky. Rotate your hips outward into Hanumanasana, and then grab your left big toe this time. Or maybe place it onto your shin. Your right arm comes above your head, towards the back of your mat. Maybe you want to look towards your right arm, or you want to look to the front. Whatever feels good in this side stretch right now. And then breathe again into any tension you might have. Inhale, come back up, rotate back towards the front of your mat. Step onto your right foot this time. Lower your left knee onto the mat and then come up into low lunge Hanumanasana with your hands on top of your thigh, looking to the front. Take some deep breaths here. Engaging both thighs by rotating them inward. With your next exhale, lower your hands onto the mat and then bend your back knee. Grab your left foot with your right arm, twisting all the way open to the long side of your mat. Maybe looking towards the side or towards your back foot, whatever feels comfortable for your neck and your spine. With every inhale, lengthen your spine, and with every exhale, release more into that twist. With your next exhale, release your back foot. Bring your hands back to the front and then release your hips towards the back of your mat, straightening your front leg. Maybe folding forward with your upper body, coming onto your fingertips and extending your arms towards the front. Keep your head in the extension of your spine. And take some deep breaths here. With your next exhale, slowly move back to the front of your mat, tuck your toes under, come into high lunge, and then pivot your right foot all the way as wide as your mat, and then bring your arms into the center underneath your shoulders, or maybe you want to come onto your forearms all the way, lowering your upper body between your legs, maybe releasing your left knee all the way onto the mat and tucking your toes. And don't forget to breathe into that deep hip opening pose. With your next inhale, come back onto your hands, tuck your toes under, and then step all the way towards the front of your mat. So you're in Malasana Yogi squat, rotating your heels inward. Bring your hands this time into the center of your heart. Take some deep breaths with a straight back, opening your hips even further. With your next exhale, place your hands underneath your shoulders, come into forward fold Uttanasana. Maybe this time you can grab your ankles or your shins, or you want to grab your big toes with these fingers, and then breathe into this forward fold. Closing your hips might feel good right now. And with your next inhale, place your hands underneath your shoulders, step back with your left foot, and then rotate your body open towards the left long side of the mat into side lunge. Your hands can come into heart center, and then with your next inhale, move to the left side. With your next inhale, move towards the left. So opening the side lunge on the other side. Take one deep breath here. And with your next inhale, rotate yourself towards the back of your mat, so you have a high lunge on your left foot in the front, and lift your left foot up so that you can place your left leg into figure 4 onto the mat into pigeon pose. So untuck your back toes. If you want, inhale your arms up, lengthen your spine, and exhale, slowly back bend a little bit, and then inhale, forward fold on top of your hands. Place your forehead into a deep forward fold here, opening our hips. And with your next inhale, place your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your back toes under, step back into high lunge. Rotate yourself all the way towards the long side of your mat again. And then with your next inhale, come on to the other side, rotating all the way towards the front of your mat again. High lunge on your right. Inhale, lift your right leg up, place it onto the mat in figure 4. Take one breath, lifting up your arms, lengthening your spine. Exhale, do a slight back bend here. Inhale, come back up and lower yourself all the way onto your hands with your forehead. Take some deep breaths here, really stretching into this pose. With your next inhale, Come back into upright position, place your hands underneath your shoulders and lift yourself all the way back into high lunge, tucking your toes under, and then step forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Take one breath here, maybe swinging from side to side again to release your hips a little bit, and then inhale, come back down with your hips into Malasana Yogi Squat, hands into heart center. Take a deep breath here. Maybe placing your fingertips to the outside of your mat, extending your arms. And with your next inhale, lift your hips back up into Uttanasana, and then step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Lower your knee onto the mat, untuck your toes, and if you want, slowly bring your left foot all the way towards the front, maybe over your mat. Flex your front foot, and then as far as you go, come into Hanumanasana, front splits. If you want some support underneath your front thigh, you can place a block there. And then try to breathe. And when you feel ready, slowly come all the way out of the split into high lunge. Step towards the front of your mat into Malasana. Yogi squat, your hands in heart center. Inhale your hips up, forward fold. And with your next inhale, come back into Yogi squat. Place your fingertips on the outside of your mat. Take one breath here. And then place your hands underneath your shoulders. Step your left foot all the way towards the back of your mat. Release your knee onto the mat and then walk your front foot all the way into a straight line. So you're doing front splits on this side. Again, if you want to use a block, do it, and don't forget to breathe. Take some deep belly breaths, releasing any tension you might have. And then slowly come all the way out of this front split through high lunge, and then step all the way into Yogi squat, and exhale, release your hips towards the sky into Uttanasana. Inhale, step back into high lunge. Exhale, child's pose, Balasana. Keep your arms engaged, lift, come onto your fingertips. Take some deep breaths here. If you want, you can take your knees mat distant apart. With your next inhale, come all the way lying on your belly. Maybe you want to place your hands on top of each other, placing your chin on top of your hands, and then extend your left arm all the way to the side of your mat, to the side of your body, your palm facing towards the mat, and then inhale, reach your right leg over your left side of the body to the outside of your mat, opening your hip, stretching your shoulder here. Then take some deep breaths into this twisting movement. Inhale here, exhale, come back into crocodile pose with straight legs. Place your right hand to the side of your body, palm facing the mat, and then reach your left leg all the way towards the right side, opening your hip, twisting your upper body, and take some deep breaths into this twist. Exhale, release your legs all the way back onto the mat. Bring your hands underneath your chin and then slowly lift yourself all the way back into Balasana, Child's Pose, just to get through all the way into Malasana, stepping through Valakasana, high plank, into Malasana, Yogi Squat, then sit down back onto your buttocks, lowering your back all the way onto the mat, into Supine Pose. Grab your knees into your chest, place your hands on top of your right knee, flex your feet, and then extend your left leg straight to the front of your mat. Your right leg comes towards the sky. Grab with your peace finger your big toes, and then inhale here, exhale, release your leg towards the side. Make sure that your hips are staying on the mat. If you want some support from your block, you can again place it underneath your right thigh. And then take some deep breaths here, opening your hips for a last time. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring your left knee towards your chest, extend your right leg towards the front, and then extend your left leg towards the sky, grabbing your big toe or whatever you can grab, and then inhale here, exhale, release your leg towards the side, making sure that you're not lifting your hips from the mat. Maybe you want to place your right hand on top of your right hip. Take a deep breath here. And with your next inhale, come back into center. Bend your knee, bend your right knee into your chest. And then, if you want, you can grab the outside of your feet through the inside of your knees into Happy Baby. Just a short little swing from side to side. And then bring your feet back together, your knees back together, all the way into your chest. Maybe you want to lift your head, place your forehead between your knees, hugging yourself all the way, squeezing every muscle, squeezing the air out, and then exhale, release your body, release your feet back onto the mat, maybe close to your buttocks one more time, bringing your knees together. Your hands can fall onto the mat, palms facing upward. And when you feel ready, you can extend one leg at a time or stay as long as you want in this position, and then take a deep breath through your nose. Maybe you want to exhale through your mouth this time, sighing it out. Make any sound you want that feels good for you right now. And try to release your breath, get into a normal cycle of breaths without really thinking about it. Breathing through your nose, releasing your shoulders into the mat, feeling every part of your body melt into the ground, into the surface beneath you. Maybe you want to release your jaw by shifting from side to side. Maybe you want to release your tongue. or the space between your eyebrows. Really try to breathe into that space and exhale, release any tension. Again, if your mind starts to wander, just bring your breath, bring your focus back onto your breath. You can stay in this Shavasana for a little bit longer if you want. And if you feel ready to get out, just start to move your body, maybe your fingers, your toes, stretching your arms above your head. Take a deep breath here, moving from one side to the other. And then bring your knees into your chest and slowly move to one side, maybe onto the right, maybe onto the left, whatever feels right for you, not right now. And with your next inhale, press yourself all the way into a seated position. Bring your hands into heart center. Take one deep breath here. Feeling your relaxed body, your relaxed mind. Maybe nod your head towards your hands. Thank yourself for taking the time to practice. Namaste.